Hello and welcome to the latest Scotland forecast from the Met Office. Some wintry weather around over the next 24 hours, some snow disruption likely, mainly over hills and higher routes of Scotland, temporary snow at lower levels, but it won't last by Friday morning. It's increasingly going to turn to rain. It is currently rain across England and Wales that is falling from the sky, but as it moves into the North Sea and then pivots back into Scotland, it bumps into cold air across northern parts of the country, and that's why it will turn increasingly to snow. But we start off Thursday evening with a lot of dry weather across the map. Clear skies, temperatures falling away. Risk of icy patches, western Scotland into northern parts of Northern Ireland, and then the cloud builds and the rain pushes in from the North Sea. Now, around the coast, it's going to stay as rain, but inland, there could be some temporary falling snow. However, any settling snow likely to cause disruption, limited to about 100 and 150 metres above sea levels. So really over the southern uplands, through some of the higher parts of the Central Belt, Grampians and the Highlands. That's where we'll see some accumulating snow, and some of the higher routes are likely to see disruption as we go through Friday morning. A keen wind coming from the east, and with that clear skies in the west, it's going to be a cold night with temperatures well below freezing in the northwest, in particular northwest Highlands, some sheltered glens here getting well below freezing. Elsewhere, it's turning milder by this stage, by dawn, as the rain pushes into coastal parts, so temperatures edging above freezing. But really the peak of the disruption likely early part of Friday morning. That's when some of these higher routes will be accumulating snowfall, and above 150 metres, 2 to 5 centimetres likely to build up during the early hours of Friday, and above 400 metres it will snow throughout much of the day, and that's where we're likely to see 15 to 20 centimetres of snow. Yellow warning for snow there for the higher parts of central and eastern Scotland. Now, at lower levels, it will increasingly turn to rain, even at around 150, 200 metres through the morning. It's going to increasingly turn to rain. And so, miserable day to come, I think. Certainly cold rain for many places, increasingly so through Friday afternoon rather than snow. The snow becoming confined to the higher peaks by mid-afternoon. Turning drier and a little brighter, say Argyll, western parts of the Central Belt by the end of the afternoon, but staying wet and cold, some heavy rain there in the east, and that also could cause some issues later Friday. A driving wind will make it feel cold, of course, and temperatures around coastal areas 6, perhaps 7 at best, but inland we're looking at 3 or 4 Celsius and below freezing over some of the higher parts. Into Friday evening, we're going to see further spells of rain pushing in from the east and the northeast on this driving wind, so staying wet in the northeast, but drier spells further west, and the rain turning more showery at this stage, and that sets us up for a fairly showery start to the weekend. The best of any sunny spells on Saturday in the west and the south, but elsewhere frequent showers pushing in from the east and the northeast. I think gradually easing later, and then eventually skies brightening quite widely by Saturday, with showers becoming more confined to coastal parts. So an improving picture this weekend, and Sunday certainly looking much brighter and drier, with long spells of sunshine inland, showers confined to coastal areas, and with less of a strong wind, it won't feel quite as unpleasant. But it stays cold over the next few days. The main wintry hazards coming along early Friday morning, with that risk of disruption mainly over hills. Stay up to date with the forecast and the warnings, and we'll keep you updated on social media. Bye-bye.